How to build a system for your business. Your business runs on the fuel of chaos because you don't have a business system manual. I'm about to show you how to do that. Systems aren't that complicated. In fact, you already have them. The problem is they're just locked away up here. We got to get them out. By the end of this video, you're going to have a 4-step framework on how to build any system in your business. So it's Christmas morning. One morning, it was a few years ago, my wife and I, we've got 3 kids, and it's interesting when you're raising kids and you can see all their different personalities come through. And one time we were walking through somewhere and I saw a store that was the Lego store. And I was like, who in the world wants to go into a whole store of nothing but Legos? And then we had our 3rd child and we realized that child wants to go into that store with all the Legos in there. You could see him walk in and his mind just begin to kind of spin and that sort of thing. Well, one Christmas, we gave him a Lego set. It was actually a pretty complex Lego set, big spaceship and all this stuff. And so it had a ton of pieces, and he was probably 9, 10 at the time. And so after we exchanged gifts and we were going throughout our day, everybody just kind of hanging out, a couple hours later, he comes down and he goes, "All right, I got it done." I'm like, "The whole thing?" He's like, "The whole thing." And I went up there and lo and behold, he had the entire spaceship built. And I was like, "Bud, how did you do that?" And he said, "I just read the instructions." I was like, oh my gosh, there's your metaphor for this entire opportunity to build systems in your business. So what is a business system? It's nothing but a documentation of the processes that it takes to complete the product. It's an instruction manual. And so if you want to know how to build the instruction manual, just look at what you've already built and then we deconstruct that and just explain how to build it. And that's fundamentally what a business system is. It's taking everything in your head that it takes to deliver your product, mapping it out, documenting it, recording it in some form or fashion, video, written document, and then ensuring that that is being trained to somebody else so that they can do the work just like you do the work. In fact, it's one of the biggest frustrations that business owners feel is they often gasp, "Nobody does it like I do it," because you never told them how. Or you just told them how one time and you didn't rinse and repeat. As one of my favorite authors of all time, Dallas Willard, he talks about this idea of training. And he mentioned this in the studenthood of Jesus. And he says what Jesus had, we know them in modern day vernacular as disciples, he calls them students or apprentices. So it's in this constant mindset of training. If you want to be able to take these systems and be able to map them out so other people do it like you do it, then we've got to build these systems and think of our team members as apprentices and students. Now, I get it because when you're thinking about your business, there's just a lot of moving parts. And you look around and you go, well, do I systematize that or process this? Or the answer usually is yes, but I want to give you a framework that I think will be really helpful. So let's go to the board so you can kind of visually see how business systems can sit within the skeleton of the business. So think about your human body. Way easier to diagnose anything that's going on in the human body when we understand the systematic nature of the body, a skeleton and 11 systems, cardiovascular, that sort of thing. So when you think about the skeletal system of the business, let's think about it in our 4 Ps and our 4 cores. So the Ps in the blue up here, the core in the orange right here. Conveniently, they're our business colors. So it kind of helps to make sense. So here's how it works. The 4 Ps are purpose, people, process, and profit. And so under your purpose P, you start to build systems of vision story, mission, values, culture handbook. All of those are systems in the business. Under the people vertical, you start to build the system of the org chart, job roles, hiring processes, meeting agendas, those sorts of things. And I'm going to go to the 4th one real quick. Under the profit vertical, you build your financial decks, your subdivided bank accounts, your level 2 dashboards, that sort of thing. And then your process vertical. That's really where processes come alive, and we break those down in what we call the 4 core systems of the business. Marketing, sales, ops, admin. If you can think about your entire business in those 4 categories, you'll have unbelievable clarity as you start to grab some of these processes and build them into systems. Think about systems like this. You're driving a car, you push on the gas pedal. So what happens when you press the gas pedal is you're affecting the powertrain system. Now when you come to a red light, push on the brake, what are you affecting? The braking system. So the braking system is a whole system that ensures your car slows down, but it's made up of all of these component parts and processes. Brake pads, hydraulics, all of those sorts of things. So when you think about the marketing system's made up of component parts. Website, social media channels, outreach, whatever it is that you're looking to tell the world that you're here. So a system is the big kind of thing. The component parts are the processes within that system. All right, so let's take this vertical of process And I want to give you an exercise that is going to be incredibly practical and quite honestly very cathartic, just to get this stuff out of your head. Because I know when you wake up every day, you look at the complexity of your business and you go, God, where do I start? I'm going to give you a starting spot. All right, you ready? So when we take these 4 core, marketing, sales, ops, and admin, if you want to take these 4 in vertical form and just put them in horizontal form like this, go marketing on the left, sales kind of just to the right of it, operations, and then administration. By the way, the order is very important. You can't account for something that you've not delivered. You can't deliver something you've not sold, and you can't sell something that somebody doesn't know you exist. So the marketing does go first when you're thinking about this. If you can do this, set a timer for about 15 minutes and take these 4 things, turn them horizontal, and just start to brain dump everything that you can possibly think about. I've already given you a few for the marketing. Let me give you some examples around administration. So things like payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable, all of those are processes within the system of your administration. You think about operations, that's anything related to your field or product fulfillment or anything like that, you start to build that out. Your sales are going to be things like sales scripts, follow-up, objection handling. All of those are processes within the greater system of that thing. So if you can start with what we call the master process roadmap, take these things, turn them horizontal, set the timer 15 minutes, and start to brain dump. Man, you're gonna feel way better about the system of your business. I've got a great video that I've done for you on how to create a business operations manual. So click on the link in the description below and you can go spend some time looking at that manual so you can actually build it out into the purpose vertical of what you're doing. All right, so once you've got your process roadmap started to kind of build out a little bit, you're seeing it take shape, you're starting to feel better because you can see your business on a sheet of paper. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at the biggest time suck. It'll probably jump right off the page to you and go, oh my gosh, I spend way more time on this than anything else. A little hint, it might be email, just so you know. Cal Newport says 3.5 hours a day is what you spend on email. I hope that's not the case. By the way, today I spend 5 to 7 minutes, 7 minutes on a bad day on email. How? It's because I've delegated it to somebody else. They manage my email, give me a daily report at the end of the day. I spend about 5 to 7 minutes responding, and then I move on. All right, so once you've identified your biggest time suck, then just start building that process. A little hack to build a process, super simple. Get your phone out and open the voice memo app and just start talking. Here's how the process runs. How do we pull a permit? Well, first thing you do is you call this people and you talk to these people and you're just talking. And then what you can do is grab the transcript, go into AI and go, hey, build this into a visual process that I can share with somebody else. That's it. Super simple to be able to do that. And once you've got a collection of those processes, now you've got a business system. You've got a marketing system, sales system, ops, and administrative system. Hey, one quick warning, build one system at a time. Don't try to do all of this stuff and be superhero and build all this stuff together. We have a phrase we call the systems mindset, and here's what it means. Whatever the next thing is that you're about to do, capture it, document it, process it like it's the last time you'll ever do that. And so if today you're going to go out on the field, then document those processes. If tomorrow you're going to do payroll, then document that process. Don't do it all today. Lock yourself away in a cabin like Henry Thoreau or something like that. Just as you're going, systems mindset, make sure you do that. You know, once you get all these processes built, you're going to need people to help you with that, and it's called delegation. I've got a great free gift that's going to be able to help you take these processes and get those and delegate them out to people. If you go to trainnewhires.com, the link will be in the description below. We've built a training new employee handbook that is off the chain. It's so helpful. And just a little hint, we actually put a lot of extra gifts and templates down there as well. So go to trainnewhires.com, you can grab that and you can get to work on this right away so that you can be liberated from chaos to make time for what matters most.